Hey, welcome to Making Meals with Mika, the Valentine's Day edition. Now, before I start, I know I've been gone for a while. I need to tell y'all, COVID tried to take me out. You hear me? It tried to take me out. But I am better. I am back in the kitchen. I'm cooking. So let me just give you a public service announcement. When you are out in the public, please wear your mask, have your hand sanitizer. If you don't have to go anywhere, stay your ass at home, okay? Stay at home, order your groceries, order your food, stay at home as much as possible. But if you are out, just make sure you are following, the guidelines so you can stay healthy. Listen, take it from me, COVID is no joke, but thank God I'm better and I'm in the kitchen, so let's get cooking. So today we are cooking steak and potatoes. Now, steak is probably the most made Valentine's Day dinner. It just is. So we're gonna take the regular steak and baked potato, we're gonna zhuzh it up a little bit. So we're doing steak, we're doing oven roasted rosemary potatoes, and we're gonna have a chimichurri sauce. So everything you need is right here. All right, so we're gonna start with your cuts of steak. Now, you can actually use any red meat with this chimichurri marinade and sauce because it's delicious. So if you don't want to do steak, if you want to do lamb would be delicious. I actually just shared this recipe with my sister the other day because she's making lamb chops. Now, today I'm going to be using a ribeye steak because it's my favorite, it's my husband's favorite. Ribeye has this beautiful marbling of fat in there. Listen, fat equals flavor, okay? Fat is flavor. So this is gonna be really nice and flavorful and juicy. But if you wanna use a strip, go and use a strip. A filet would be delicious too. Use a filet, go ahead, use a sirloin, whatever cut of meat you want to use, go ahead and use it. You can use lamb as well, okay? Now, for the chimichurri sauce / marinade, it's really simple, it's really easy, it's really delicious. So you need about a half a bunch of parsley. It can be flat leaf parsley. It could be the Italian parsley. It's up to you. Flat leaf, use a half a bunch of parsley. We're going to take 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. I like mine's garlicky, so I'm going to use 5 cloves. You need about a half a cup of lemon juice. So these are smaller lemons, so I wish I can juggle, but I can't. So I got 4 lemons here. You're also going to need some black pepper, some sea salt, and some extra virgin olive oil. All those ingredients are going to go into making your chimichurri sauce, and we're going to marinate the steak for about a half an hour. We're going to save some to be left over for our dipping sauce. You're not going to need A1 when you make this. You don't need no A1. All you need is good chimichurri sauce. And then for our potatoes, these are petite red potatoes. I love these potatoes. So I've already washed these. We're going to keep the skin on, and just a very simple seasoning for these. Black pepper, seasoning salt, and rosemary. Now I like to use the dry rosemary because it's just a lot easier. If you want to use fresh rosemary, you can, but you're going to have to use a lot more. So this is it. This is it. We're going to take a staple Valentine's Day dinner. We're going to zhuzh it up a little bit, and we are going to make this delicious meal. So let's get ready to make this meal with Mika. Let's get started first with making our chimichurri sauce. Now, we're going to be using a couple of kitchen gadgets today. I'm using my little bullet blender to make my sauce in. And later, we're going to be cooking the steaks in an air fryer. Yes, we're going to be grilling them in an air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, it's okay. Don't flip out. It's cool because I'm going to tell you how to pan sear these steaks as well. But, nowadays, everyone has an air fryer. We're into healthier cooking, so I'm going to show you how to grill this beautiful piece of meat in your air fryer. But first, let's get started with the marinade. Now, y'all know, like I always say, these are approximates, and you're going to add or subtract based on the amount of meat that you're going to use. We are going to use a 10-ounce ribeye steak, and this is going to be plenty to marinate it and then also use as a dipping sauce. So, I'm going to start with my parsley, and what I do is I don't like the ends of my parsley, so I just rip it off. You can cut it if you like, but you just go and you just take the majority of the leaves, rip it. Stuff it on in there. Stuff it on in there. That parsley smells so good. I love fresh herbs. The only way to make this is using fresh herbs. This is a very nice, just fresh herbaceous sauce. And it's perfect for like grilling. If you want to put these on the grill with this sauce, I'm telling you, and you know, go back and baste it every now and then. It's delicious. So we got that. Then we are going to use our cloves of garlic. Now this is a whole head of garlic. We just need about 5 pieces of the garlic out of here, okay? Now I love garlic. So even though I tell you guys maybe 5, like 4 or 5, I probably like sneak in about 6. You know, just me because I absolutely love garlic. It is what it is. So remember I told you guys a really, really quick way to get inside that garlic, and you're gonna release all the oils and juices. You take your clove, you put your knife on it, bam, you smash it, okay? So just go through and smash these. Hey, if you angry one day, just smash some garlic, go to the kitchen. Oh shoot, I can't see it's trying to, there you go, go and smash that garlic. And you know, we're gonna put these in here just whole. You don't gotta worry about chopping it or anything. That's the good thing about your blender. Now you can put this in the food processor if you like. I have a food processor back there, but I have come to find that my blender is better. My food processor is kind of huge. So this is perfect for this amount of sauce. But hey, you want to use your good food processor, go ahead and use that too. So you put all your garlic in there. All right, now this part is where we put the lemons. So now make sure your lemons, you see how the juice just squirted out? Make sure your lemons are nice and juicy. A good way to do that is, like back in the old days, like my mama used to take the lemon, you have to roll it. Remember you have to roll the lemon? Well, now I just put it in the microwave for about 20 seconds and it makes all the juices come out, okay? So if you have a strainer, you can strain it, but here's a great way to make sure your seeds don't get in there. You take the lemon and you just squeeze it over your hand, okay? You can actually squeeze it this way. Squeeze that good juice, and then your hand acts as a filter and it gets all the seeds, okay? So go through. I'll go with my next one. Isn't that a good nice little trick? You know, if you drop a couple seeds in there, I guess it's okay. But you want to make sure you get all the juice out of your lemons, okay? Now I'm just going to finish juicing my lemons using my hand as a strainer for the seeds, okay? Uh-oh, a couple fell in there. It's okay, I'll get those out before we go on. Now see, I'm supposed to use my hand as a strainer, and I done messed around and had some seeds fall into my sauce. Okay, anyway, so go ahead and strain all, you want to strain all the lemon juice in there, okay? Now, like I said, you can use a strainer if you want to catch the seeds, but typically your hand will do the job. You gotta do a little bit better job than I just did because I'm counting a couple seeds. I can't have no seeds in my sauce. I can't have no lemon seeds in my sauce. It ain't gonna be good. So I'm gonna fish those out in a second after I get done juicing all these lemons. Look at all these seeds. I mean, good gracious. But you see all that juice that's coming out? You see all that? That is because I put these in the microwave for about 30 seconds. And then look at that. Ooh, that's a lot of good lemon juice. That's some good juice right there. Some good juice. All right, let me go back. Y'all can fast forward this part if you want to. I'm just gonna go back and make sure I get all that juice. We want all that good lemon juice. All right, I got all that out. Okay. Now, yeah, I got 4 seeds in here. That's not okay. Let me get these good seeds out. Okay. All right. Now. All right. The seeds are out. Perfect. So right now in this blender, I have my parsley, my garlic, my lemon juice. Now put about a tablespoon of sea salt. Remember, I just approximate, okay? And then we need to add some black pepper. So, some black pepper, boom, boom, boom. Now, this next part is very important. Extra virgin olive oil. Don't use no vegetable oil. No. I need you to get some good extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna put some extra virgin olive oil. Okay, this is what we're using. All right. Now, this is a brand new one, so y'all gonna watch me open this live. Well, not live because I'm editing, but the key to knowing how much you need is I just pour enough in there until it covers the parsley. So that was about a half a cup, okay? Half a cup of lemon juice, half a cup of EVOO. Hey, a half a bunch of parsley. Remember that, half. There you go. Now we're gonna take this, I'm gonna blend it. Now, see that? Yeah, ooh, that's what you want. I'm gonna get me a spoon. So this is the consistency that you want. Let me open this up. Ooh, that smells good. You can taste this, you know. I'm like, ooh, oh, what? I'm telling y'all this fact already. It is delicious. I'm not joking. So this is how we're gonna marinate our good steak now. That's already done. I don't need to add nothing else to it. That is perfect. So for my steak, I'm gonna do some simple seasoning on both sides, okay? A little salt and pepper. Now, you can add whatever seasoning you want. You want to put some onion powder on here, go ahead. You know, it's your meat. But with this recipe, I like just nice, clean flavors. Man, I already touched that, so I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle this. A little salt, some pepper. That's it. Okay? Because it's marinating this goodness right here, that sauce. So, this is how I marinate my meat. Get you a nice little Ziploc bag, okay? I'm gonna put that beautiful steak in there. Then we are going to, let me stir this, pour some of this chimichurri over it. Now remember, you have to save some for dipping and plating later. So I'm just gonna pour this over there. Ooh, yeah. Oh man, this smells, even right now, it smells so delicious. So, that is nice and covered, right? Now, when you zip it, you want to get all the air out of it. So I just take it and I just kind of roll it. Zip this. There you go. There's no air. Now, you're going to marinate this in your refrigerator for a half an hour. Yes, a half an hour. If you want to do this the night before, go on here and marinate it the night before. It's just going to give it more flavor. But for right now, we're going to put this in the refrigerator, and we are going to, while this is marinating, we're going to get our potatoes together, okay? So let me go ahead and put this in the refrigerator. I'm going to come right back and get these potatoes done. Let's get these potatoes together. Now, there's nothing wrong with, you know, having, you know, the regular baked potato. Boring, right? I'm sorry. So let's just switch it up a little bit. All right, we're going to do these oven roasted rosemary potatoes, and they are delicious, delicious. All right, like I said, we upgraded it. We you know, we judging it up a little bit. So, your potatoes. Now, get a nice baking sheet or whatever, okay? Get a nice baking sheet, and you want to coat a little bit with the olive oil. This is just to ensure that the potatoes do not stick because they're starchy. And once you start baking them, that good starch is going to come out, all right? Now, I like to quarter my potatoes. That means that when I cut them in half, and then, so I cut them in half the long ways, and I cut them in half the short ways, and you get 4, okay? This also makes them cook a lot quicker. You can cut them in half if you want to. If you want to have a different presentation and just half them, that's fine. That's pretty. But I like to quarter mine. So we're gonna go a quick way. See, look, chop, turn it on the side, chop again. All right, so we're gonna quarter these real quick. And this is about a half a bag. So when you go and you get the petite potatoes, they come in a nice little bag or whatever. This is a half a bag. Now, if you're feeding like a family of 4, then you want to use the whole bag, maybe a bag and a half. It's just 2 of us for now. My kids aren't eating this dinner. So this is going to be over enough for my husband and I. Okay? But these would be great like as a leftover for the next day. Like if you want to have, you know, like some, if you have leftover steak. So for the next day, you want to have steak and eggs with some potatoes. These would be good for breakfast the next day, or put them all in some eggs. So make like an omelet. What's delicious? Okay, so these are all quartered. Now, very, very, very simple here. We're just going to use some sea salt. Okay, black pepper. Okay, I guess I should have went to the store before I made this, because my black pepper is a little scarce. So sea salt, black pepper, and then the star is rosemary. I love rosemary. Ooh, see? Y'all know I try to find a way to dance in the kitchen. Oh, I love rosemary. It just, I don't know, it just brings back a homey feeling. So you're gonna put about a tablespoon of dried rosemary, and then this is the biggest step. Do not mix this step. Is you're gonna drizzle. Ooh, that looks good. Look at that. That's sexy. I know it's sexy. I know. Woo! People that love to cook know what I'm talking about. That's sexy. You're gonna drizzle that olive oil over there, and just go ahead and mix that all up. Okay? That's it. You want to make sure every single potato gets an equal amount of oil. Everybody gotta get some oil, okay? You don't want it sticking. So the olive oil is going to add some flavor as well, okay? So simple ingredients. We got them all in our baking dish. The oven is preheated to 375 degrees, and you're going to have to cook these for about, 25, 30 minutes until they're nice and tender. Now, while these are cooking, when they get to about, when I got about 15 minutes left, that's when we're going to cook the steak. Now, this is really important though. Before you cook the steak, once it's done marinating, you need to bring it out and let it come to room temperature. So we're going to take the steak out of the refrigerator. We're going to let it come to room temperature. Maybe take about 10 to 15 minutes, because that's where you get your juiciest steak from. Never cook your steak directly from the refrigerator and put it in the oven, or put it in the skillet, or put it on the grill. You want your meat to be room temperature before you cook it. So I'm gonna take the steak out of the refrigerator. I'm gonna let it come to room temperature. When I have about 15 minutes left on my potatoes, then I'm gonna put the steak on the air fryer, and that way all of our food will come out at the same time, and it's going to be, absolutely delicious. It's time to cook our steak. It had marinated for about 30 minutes, and I set it out for about 10 to 15 minutes till it get room temperature. Now, I'm going to cook this to a medium temperature. I typically like my steaks a medium rare, but today I'm going to cook it to medium. Now, if you like your steaks well done, I'm sorry for you. Listen, it's time to grow up, okay? Listen, meat, depending on the cut of meat that you get, you know, the temperature determines how tender it is. So this is a beautiful cut of meat. Typically I would cook it to medium rare, but for this video purposes, I'm gonna cook it to medium. That means that the temperature inside should be about 140 degrees. Now, my air fryer has this nice little probe, and it's going to cut off once the temperature of the meat has reached 140 degrees. So depending on what type of air fryer you have, you might need to just grill this for about 10 to 15 minutes just based off of the temperature. Now, if you're doing it on a stove, if you want to get like a nice medium temperature, you want to sear it on both sides for about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. So you're gonna turn your pan on high. You want to get that nice sear, that sizzle. So put some butter or some olive oil in there. You're gonna sear it on one side for about 3.5 minutes. Turn it over, sear it again for another 3.5 minutes, and then if you want it nice and medium, your steak should feel like the middle of your hand, okay? But for right now, I am going to take my beautiful steak out of the bag. Look at that. Look at all that good marinade. Place it directly. Woo! You hear that sizzle? Directly on the grill. I'm going to insert my food probe right in the middle of that steak, right? And I'm going to close it. Now right now I'll say 84 degrees. Now this is automatically going to stop cooking when it reaches 140 degrees. Once my steak is done, I'm going to come back, show you how to slice it up, plate it with your potatoes, and then have a lovely Valentine's Day meal with your loved ones. I'll be right back. So the steak is done. It's cooked to a nice medium. The potatoes are done. Now I'm going to do something that I normally don't do. I'm actually going to show you how I would plate this up. Now we have our protein, we have our starch. Now you need to follow this up with some type of vegetable. So whether you have a side salad, maybe you do some grilled zucchini, some grilled asparagus, some sauteed spinach. You definitely need a green to add to this. So I pulled the steak off of the air fryer, and then I had to let it rest for about 5 minutes. If you take your meat directly off the heat and you cut into it, all the juices are going to run out, and then the blood is going to run out, and your plate is going to be, it's not going to be appealing. People eat with their eyes first. So here's a rule of thumb. Whenever you take your meat off of the heat, I just came up with that. You let it rest, okay? So we're going to, I'm going to cut right into the middle of the steak. Oh, whew. Yeah, that looks, now there's a bone right there, so I'm going to have to cut around that bone, but look at that. That is a perfect medium, okay? A perfect medium. My husband would tear that up. So how I would typically plate it is, I am going to, there's that bone right there. I would typically just cut the meat off the bone, okay? Now, this is, this is the next level. This is the next level right here. And you cut the meat off the bone, and then you're going to actually put your plate together. All right, so we have this delicious, beautiful, medium steak with that fat marbled into it. And if you notice on this small plate, my meat fell off. It's not bloody. It's not bloody at all because I let it rest. Okay, so we have the leftover chimichurri sauce. I hope that you were able to taste this sauce on your own. It's absolutely delicious, okay? So you want to put like a big spoon of that sauce. You know they do it on TV then. Do that. You gotta do that. That little sauce trick. That's all they do. They put a big spoon on it and they pull it through. It ain't nothing fancy. You're gonna take your steak that you cut on nice and neat. Ooh. And then you're just gonna nicely set it on top of that sauce, okay? Make sure you have some of that sauce showing. Make sure you have some of that sauce showing. You got to have that sauce showing. And if you want to, you can even sprinkle a little bit on top, right? Then you're gonna take your potatoes. Now these potatoes have been cooking for about an hour, no, not an hour, a good 35, 40 minutes. They're crisp on the outside, nice and tender on the inside. You're gonna go ahead and get a good amount of those potatoes on there like that there. Stack it up, stack it up. Okay, and then whatever vegetable you want, you're gonna put it on the side, okay? Now it's time to take a bite. So I'm gonna go right here to the corner, and I'm telling y'all, listen, cook your steaks medium to medium rare. This is absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and dip it in that good chimichurri. That good chimichurri. That's good. This steak melts in your mouth. It's so tender, it's so delicious. You want the potato, and that too. Cooked to perfection. Cooked to perfection. So, I'm telling you, this is delicious. Like, if someone served me this, I would smash it. I cooked it, so of course I'm gonna say delicious, but it's delicious. So, it's all about plating. People eat with their eyes first. You plate your dish, make it nice and beautiful, put your vegetable on here. Now, if you notice, I didn't cook no dessert. Now, ladies, this is a little Valentine, look, I'm giving you a little game right here. This is a little Valentine game. So I wore this apron on purpose today for the ladies. Listen, if you're serving this Valentine's dinner to your boo, your husband, your boyfriend, your little dip, whoever, go ahead, wear this apron. Get a cute little apron, but just wear, your little unmentionables below. That's it. Don't wear no pants, don't wear no shirt. Wear your little unmentionables. And honey, you ain't got to worry about dessert. You serve dinner with your little stilettos and this apron and your unmentionables, you will be dessert. I'm just saying. That was a little tidbit for y'all. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed making this meal. Come back next week. We're going to do something different. But as for now, thank you for making the meal with Mika.